What if I told you that the way you've been studying your entire life is completely wrong? You highlight notes, you reread chapters, you stare at flashcards for hours, and then exam day comes, and your mind goes completely blank. That's not your fault. Nobody ever taught you how to actually memorize. But today, that changes, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you techniques so powerful, they'll feel almost like cheating. Section 1, Why Your Memory Fails You. Here's the truth, your memory isn't bad. It's just untrained. Your brain doesn't remember information. It remembers experiences. Think about it, you probably don't remember what you had for lunch 2 Tuesdays ago, but you do remember your first day of school, or the moment you learned to ride a bike. Why? Because those moments had emotion, movement, and vivid images attached to them. So the secret to memorizing anything fast is simple. You have to make information feel like an experience. Section 2, The Memory Palace Technique. This is the oldest and most powerful memory trick in human history. Ancient Greek orators used it to deliver hours-long speeches without a single note. It's called the Memory Palace, and here's how it works. Pick a place you know very well. Your house, your school, your neighborhood street. Now, imagine yourself walking through it. See every detail, the front door, the hallway, the kitchen. Now, take whatever you want to memorize, a list, a concept, a speech, and place each item somewhere in that space. Make it weird. Make it funny. Make it big and dramatic. For example, need to remember the word mitochondria? Imagine a giant glowing battery sitting on your kitchen stove, screaming, "I am the powerhouse of the cell." Sounds ridiculous? That's exactly why it works. Your brain loves weird. Section 3. The Feynman Technique. Now let's talk about understanding, because real memorization comes from understanding, not just repetition. Richard Feynman was one of the greatest physicists of all time, and his trick was embarrassingly simple. After learning something, he would sit down and explain it out loud, as if he was teaching it to a 10-year-old child. No jargon, no complex words, just plain, simple language. When you get stuck, that's your brain telling you where the gaps are. Go back, fill those gaps, and explain again. If you can teach it simply, you own it forever. If you can't, you are just memorizing words, not meaning. Section 4, Spaced Repetition, the Science of Never Forgetting. Here's where most people make a massive mistake. They study something once, feel confident, and move on. Then a week later, gone. This happens because of something called the forgetting curve, discovered by a scientist named Hermann Ebbinghaus. Within 24 hours of learning something, you forget almost 70% of it, unless you review it. The solution is spaced repetition. Instead of cramming, you review information at increasing intervals. Review after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week, then a month. Each time you review, the memory gets stronger and lasts longer. Apps like Anki do this automatically, but even doing it manually makes a massive difference. Work with your brain's natural rhythm, not against it. Section 5. The chunking method. Ever wonder how people memorize long phone numbers? They don't remember 10 random digits. They remember 3 groups of numbers. That's called chunking, breaking information into small, meaningful groups. Your brain can only hold about 4 to 7 items in working memory at once. So instead of fighting that limit, use it. Group related ideas together. Create patterns. Build connections. This is why stories are so easy to remember. A story takes hundreds of facts and connects them into one flowing experience. So when you study, don't just list facts. Build a story around them. Section 6. Active recall. The most underrated study tool. Stop rereading your notes. Seriously. It feels productive, but it's one of the least effective study methods ever tested. Instead, close the book and try to recall what you just learned from memory. Write it down. Say it out loud. Quiz yourself. This is called active recall, and study after study shows it's 2 to 3 times more effective than passive review. The struggle you feel when trying to remember? That discomfort is your brain building stronger neural pathways. That's growth happening in real time. Struggle equals strength every single time. So let's bring it all together. Your brain is not broken. You were just never given the right tools. Use the memory palace to make information vivid and unforgettable. Use the Feynman technique to truly understand what you learn. Use spaced repetition to make memories permanent. Use chunking to simplify complexity. And use active recall to build real, lasting knowledge. These aren't hacks. These are how the world's greatest minds have always learned. The only difference between someone with a great memory and someone who thinks they don't is the system they use. Now you have the system. Go use it.